Hey, and welcome back. In this video, I want to share with you guys my current foundation collection. These are going to be the foundations that I kept after sorting through my horrendously large collection that I used to have. So I gave all of the ones away that I wasn't using as much or where I felt like that they didn't look quite as nice on my skin as I used to friends and family. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys mini reviews on every single foundation that I currently have. I'm going to show it on my skin quite up close so you get a better idea. Also, keep your eyes peeled for a giveaway in this video. And without further ado, let's get started. Here are all of the foundations that I reviewed in depth in the past. So if you're interested in these, just go ahead and click in the info box below. I just listed them there. I'm not going to talk about these foundations in this video, obviously. Just a quick rundown on my skin type. My skin is extremely dry and dehydrated, which means that it lacks in oil and water. So it's absolutely obligatory to me to use the right skincare products to combat all of these effects so that I can pretty much use any type of foundation finish, like a matte foundation. I also have acne-prone skin, which means I do get breakouts on a regular basis in various places of my face, so I like to cover them. I also have a lot of redness in my skin and some broken capillaries around my nose. I'm going to get started with the Too Cool for School After School BB Foundation Lunchbox with an SPF of 37 and a PA of 2+. In the top or in the lid of the product, you are going to reveal two creamy products. One of them is a medium to full coverage, very creamy concealer, so you have to set it with a powder so it doesn't crease. The other one is a pink tone highlighter that is quite pigmented too. When you open the foundation, you're going to see that there is a little spatula so that you can apply the foundation directly onto your skin. I choose not to do that due to hygiene reasons, and because I have acne-prone skin, I try not to risk some type of bacteria in my foundation products. I like to apply it on my finger and then work in the foundation with whatever tool I have. In this case, I'm going to review every single foundation with a beauty blender and a foundation brush. The scent or the fragrance of this product is very light and just nice. It's not overpowering, nor is it annoying at all. Although I'm a huge fan of unscented products, this doesn't bother me. What makes this foundation stand out to me as a dry-skinned person especially is how very emollient and creamy and moisturizing it is upon application. It does not feel like applying foundation on your skin at all. It's almost like a very nourishing high-end moisturizer. It starts out looking very shiny and very hydrated. Your skin is definitely going to look plumper and more youthful, but it sets into a semi-matte to silk-like skin finish. I also like that this foundation doesn't oxidize on me, so it's not getting darker throughout the day. It stays the same color constantly, and on my skin, usually it lasts around 8 to 12 hours. Next, this is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation that is targeted towards normal to oily skin types. I have it in the shade 110 Porcelain. There are two reasons why I kept this one in my collection. Number one is the shade. It's half a shade lighter than my skin tone. I don't mind it. It's pretty much perfect. There's just a slight difference. And the other reason being is that the finish is gorgeous. If you don't like the full-on flawless matte finish foundations, you are not going to like it. This is a full coverage matte foundation where you definitely need to use some highlighter, some blush, some bronzer to give your face some dimension back, because this is going to cover everything. It's also one of the most pore blurring or pore filling foundations that I currently own. It's quite comparable to the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation and Finish, which I also reviewed on my channel already. If you want to have a look, I'm going to put it in the cards, hopefully right here or somewhere here. It doesn't oxidize either. It stays the same color on my skin the entire day. And with this one, I have to make sure to use a very greasy, super rich, nourishing SPF or moisturizer so that my skin looks somewhat alive, because this is going to cancel out every last drop of oil on your skin. So you either use some type of oil or balm if you have very dry skin to make this foundation work for you. This is the Nars Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer with an SPF of 30 and a PA of 3+. I have in the shade Finland Light 1. It's basically the perfect shade for my very fair skin tone. It has a yellow undertone and cancels out redness in my skin beautifully. A little goes a long way. You don't have to use a lot of this product to get a medium coverage almost. I wouldn't necessarily depict this tinted moisturizer as a tinted moisturizer because it has a decent coverage. What I like about this one the most is that how skin-like this foundation or this tinted moisturizer looks on me. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look over radiant, over greasy. It definitely has a glowy finish on me and it looks just natural. This is what I really like about it. It just feels like a treat on the skin. It doesn't feel like a foundation at all. It feels light, more like a skincare product would. It's nice to note that it doesn't oxidize on my skin type, nor change into a weird orange direction. It stays the same color throughout the day and it lasts around 8 to 10 hours on me without touch-ups. This is the Dermacol Makeup Cover Foundation / Concealer. I've seen people use it for both, and in a nutshell, I can say this is by far the highest coverage foundation that I have used and will ever use. It is insane. It covers tattoos, under eyes, redness, blemishes, everything you could possibly think of. It covers your existence if you wanted to. It is so very potent and you have to use the teeny tiniest amount to get maximum effect. I really had to make sure that I don't use too much because otherwise it feels very like camouflage makeup. It sits on top of the skin, feels very heavy, looks very obvious and very cakey and shiny. This is way too light for me, as you can see, especially if I use it on my entire face. However, I prefer to use it as a concealer. That way I get the effect that I'm looking for. It definitely brightens up the under eye area and covers extremely well. I absolutely have to cover it with a lot of powder to make sure that it stays in place and doesn't transfer onto my fingers when I touch the area. My preferred method of using this product, whether as a foundation or a concealer, is to use the Beauty Blender. So that way I really press the product into my skin and it doesn't look like it sits on top of it. Also, that way I can control the coverage of this product. Overall, this product is just insane and very affordable too. This is one of the many items that I blindly purchased in TK Maxx, as I so often do. It is the Eve Lom Sheer Radiance Oil-Free Foundation with an SPF of 20. I have it in the shade Alabaster 1. This one has a medium coverage, you guys. At least on my skin, I definitely see a huge difference when I use it. It is a true foundation. I guess if you are very oily and acne prone, you're going to like the sound of oil-free. On me, it looks absolutely normal, semi-matte, almost this silky-like finish on the skin. It looks fairly second skin-like, although it being very creamy. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look thick and artificial on the skin. It meshes with your oils or with the chemistry of your skin quite well without looking full on. It doesn't oxidize or change color on me either. I imagine this foundation working best on people with normal to dry to oily skin. Another BB cream in my collection is by Klairs. I have a huge assortment of their skincare products and I've been loving them. They are exactly right up my alley, so hydrating. I wanted to give their BB cream a go, and ever since I've been obsessed. It is the Illuminating Supple Blemish Cream with an SPF of 40 and a PA of 2+. It's supposed to have sebum control, wrinkle care, and whitening. The reason why I love this one so much is that it doesn't have this typical Korean BB cream gray cast to it. This is just pretty much my skin tone in a tube. I love to use it with my fingers or a brush. That way I feel like I achieve the most natural second skin effect. It evens out my skin tone beautifully without using a lot of product, and overall gives me that glowy, healthy, youthful appearance to my skin that I'm always after. Yet again, it doesn't oxidize on me and it stays on pretty much the entire day. I only have to blot my T-zone maybe after 6 hours, but other than that, it stays on my skin, doesn't emphasize wrinkles or fine lines or gathers into weird places. At least on me it doesn't. I can highly recommend it. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I have a little giveaway for you guys just as a thank you from me to you, for everyone who had been watching my videos and supporting me. So I have 3 winners that I'm going to send 2 items each. I have the Sol Janeiro Brazilian Touch Hand Cream that smells delectable like caramel and pistachio. So if you're into sweet scents like this, you're absolutely going to love it. The hand cream sinks in fast. It's not going to leave any greasy residue. I really, really like it. And their infamous Brazilian Bum Bum Cream. This is a great body moisturizer. It smells the same as the hand cream. I love to use it right after the shower. All you have to do to be part of the giveaway is to be subscribed to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below what your favorite foundation is. And that's it. Second to last, I like to talk about one of my so-called cheat makeup products. It's because it contains an ingredient that I usually like to steer away from as much as possible. However, this foundation looks so good on my skin that I don't mind. I don't use this foundation every single day. This is the Chanel Perfection Lumiere Velvet that I have in the shade number 10 Beige. It is the lightest shade available. The reason why I love it so much is that the effect that it gives on my skin is beautiful. I have not ever seen a foundation that gives me the same very skin-like, natural, no foundation look that this one has delivered. You guys can already tell that I'm a major fan of the no foundation look-alike foundations. I just really like the second skin-like texture of them, and this is by far, in my personal opinion, one of the best ones that gives me that effect. Another major downside to this foundation is that it is heavily fragranced. It is quite potent. It almost smells like I'm applying perfume on my face to some extent. Yet again, it's a cheap product. I don't use it every single day. It delivers like no other foundation that I ever used. By the way, if you guys use this foundation and you have a dupe, please let me know down below in the comments. I would very much appreciate it. And very lastly, can you tell what's missing? Of course, Rival de Loop Natural Lift Makeup. I'm in the lightest shade, of course, number 1, light beige. I cannot stop recommending this foundation enough because this one has everything you could possibly ask from a foundation. It is cheap as chips, being a drugstore foundation. It stays on the entire day. It looks like skin, it feels like skin, and it's suited towards almost all skin types. It looks amazing. It stays on the entire day. You can use it with a sponge or a brush or your fingers. It works with every tool. And this is where I'm going to stop. You have to give it a go. I hope it was helpful and informative sharing my current foundation collection. If you did like it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my further videos. And other than that, I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.